Welcome to Flock Fiber Festival 2024. After some raging FOMO from last year's event, we've made our way to Seattle for the second annual festival. This year, it's bigger and better with over 100 vendors at its new location in downtown Seattle's Summit Convention Center. We decided to focus on Washington vendors for this video, and oh boy, are there a ton of them. So sit back, relax, I hope you have some yarn with you. Let's head into Flock 2024. At the top, I just have to say, this show is super well organized. The marketplace opened at 10 a.m. We got our tickets scanned and our paper bracelets starting at about 9:30. Then when they opened the doors at 10 o'clock on the dot, even though we were in the back of the long line, we were in there by 10:01. Aside from the marketplace, which is held on Saturday and Sunday, there are also classes to take from Friday on. I didn't take any classes this year, but we heard great things from our friends who did. Now we're going to do our best to give you overall vibes of the festival while showcasing as many of the Washington-based vendors as we can. We filmed at approximately 30 booths, so that means you'll only get a small taste of each of them. But don't worry, I've linked all of the shops below, so if you see something you love, you can shop their full selection online. If you live in Washington, you are so lucky because there are so many amazing hand dyers in the area. We're going to start with Bigfoot Yarn Company, who is the only cryptid dyer at the show. Cryptids are things like Bigfoot and other creatures, and there are so many fun yarns to represent those. Next, we'll head over to Hazel Knits. You're going to see a lot of yarn and pattern pairings. They work together with some Washington-based designers to put together kits for the show. Junie and Sai has so many beautiful, lovely colorways, and we got to learn from Jean that Junie and Sai are her grandkids' names, which just makes it super sweet. Pearls Before Wine used to be a brick and mortar, so they brought with them the last of their spin cycle colorway called Cloud 9. Make sure you grab it before it's gone. They also have a lovely base that they dye called Hometown Worsted, which is a rambouillet and a beautiful palette that complements their Dream State color. So Tyler of Thought to Thread gave me some of these lovely tokens to give out, and I've been giving away a lot of them, but I still have some left. So they get you 10% off at Thought to Thread, and they donate $1 to their nonprofits. So maybe we can try to go give some out. Aside from being very generous and charity-driven, Tyler is also an amazing dyer and included lots of different colorways inspired by the local areas. Check out all these fun, bright colors from Nano Stitch Lab. You also might be seeing some beautiful bags in the background, and we'll come back to those in just a moment. I'm with Leslie of Knit California. Okay, so what did you buy today?
Okay, so first I've got my petite palette from Sorella Yarn. Very proud of this. It's like a bright California palette.
And you put this together yourself, right?
Brooke helped me.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, at the petite palette station.
Here, I can hold it for you
Okay.
so you can see your next thing.
Okay, I also got this It's a Surrey DK, which is like a new base I've seen everywhere around today. But how pretty is it?
So pretty.
I love it so much. Very fluffy. And then just a whole bunch of goodies from Explorer Knits because it's Explorer Knits.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to venture to some booths that have maybe some more unique yarn bases or some more natural methods. These are not really the most hard and fast categories, but we wanted to kind of break things up and give you sort of some sections throughout this video. The first booth we're going to head to is a shared booth with Lavender Sheep and Blarney yarn. Lavender Sheep carries a lot of really cool and unique yarn bases. Yvonne was also featuring her new pattern and yarn called Be Seen at the show. Mariah of Blarney Yarn just dyes a ton of different amazing fibers. We saw lots of different wools that I have never heard of before, and not being a spinner, not being very experienced in it, I was getting a really great education from her. One of the unique things that she has is a new base from Shenica Wool Company. When you go into the Gray Drizzle Fibers booth, the first thing you're going to notice is this rainbow wall of color. If you're looking for the most local yarn that you can find, you're probably going to like this one. This base is Western Washington from start to finish. It's Romney wool raised in Maple Valley. It's then spun in Shelton, and it is botanically dyed with plants foraged near their home in Maple Valley. We spent a lot of time in the Skagit Woolen Works booth because there were so many amazing fibers from all different people. I'm not really sure if I can even give you the best description of everything. I think you're just gonna have to see it for yourself. Seattle Sky Dye Works brought some really cool things to the show. So one of those things is called the P&W WW Collection, or the Pacific Northwest Women of Wool. It's a farm and breed specific farm-to-wheel roving collection. The first round is from Cook Creek Sheep Co. in Ellenburg, milled by Skagit Wool Works and then dyed by Seattle Sky Dye Works. They also brought their new yarn line called Laurelhurst DK. It's their custom blend of fiber, which is 75% superfine merino, 15% silk, and 10% yak down. It's spun into a super bouncy 4-ply and dyed in a cottage core palette that's perfect for color work. Lastly, there's a yarn you probably know and love, Spin Cycle Yarns. They are up in Bellingham, Washington, and it was so cool to go into their booth and just see tons of their colors on display. They debuted a few new colorways this weekend, Straw Baby and The Perfect Crime. They were also promoting the Driftwood collection, which is a new design collection that just came out, featuring the Spinster's Daughter worsted, their new collaboration yarn with Farmer's Daughter Fibers. So let's just do a walk around and see what we see. So something that I really love about Flock is that there's so many areas to hang out. So right here in the vendor hall, there's like this big space, beautiful light, lots of places to take pictures. And wait, let's go all the way over here to the stage, unless people are talking. Are they talking right now? Okay, it sounds like they are talking. So we're just gonna walk over there, but there's a bajillion tables, so you can, find a spot, sit with your friends, make some new friends. And then there's also a whole like stage area with a bunch of tables and everything, and there's talks every hour. I'm with Britt, aka Not Bad Britt, who's gonna tell us about the Makers of Color Collective.
Yeah, so the Makers of Color Collective is an online directory of BIPOC makers in the fiber industry. It's something that I created and host on my own personal website, and we're a donations-based organization. This year at Flock, we've hosted a booth where we have everything in our booth supports a maker of color. This year, we brought a soul dyer to the show. We worked together for an entire year, and we wanted to make sure that we were prepared to be as successful as we possibly could. And that dyer is Marcella, and she is Little Wing Fibers based out of Portland. She's the only dyer here that I have in my booth, and it's been such a successful event.
We're now going to get into accessories and bags and a little bit more yarn as well. Let's start at the Northwest Studio, where they create handcrafted crochet hooks from wood. We could have spent hours in this booth because we got to see how they take an actual chunk of wood, usually harvested from the fallen trees in their own backyard, and turn it into these amazing, beautiful, smooth, streamlined crochet hooks. I knew that the process was very intense, but I had no idea that it could take years to make these hooks. When the wood is hand harvested, it needs to dry for 2 to 4 years before being prepped for turning. If you're a maker that likes project planning, you're going to love making treasures. They have these beautiful and brand new knitting notebooks and a whole collection of incredible knitting tools and stationery. Sunrise Grove also carries amazing fiber tools for your knitting and crochet. If you were there, you might have grabbed one of the Seattle stitch marker sets, which were only available at Flock. Woolen & Co. creates lovely wool washes, wool wash bars, and lanolin infused balms. They even created a brand new scent exclusive to Flock this year that had bergamot and ginger. If you were at Flock this year, there is no way you pass by the Fiber Hustle booth without seeing the party that was going on here. Chip and Aaron are a super fun team. Chip makes all of the incredible bags that you're seeing here, and Aaron dyes the yarn. They've created these incredible bags they call the Chip Basket and the Chip Sack. They're super sturdy, super well made, and amazing for your projects. They also brought with them a ton of different colorways inspired by music albums. And the way they had it set up is you could see the album cover with the yarn. It was super, super fun. We enjoyed getting over to the Art and Alchemy booth and seeing the beautiful hand-spun yarn that they were creating. She also makes beautiful soaps and wool washes and is in the process of rebranding to Woolly Wildflower Botanicals. I told you we'd make our way back to the crafty little fox who was sharing a booth with Nano Stitch Lab. They had these really cool bags made with this puffy fabric. They were so squishy and so much fun. Crafty Little Fox and Nano Stitch Lab teamed up to create a beautiful bag and yarn combo that you could get at Flock only.
So I'm here with my friend Drew, who's going to show us some of the things that he got. So what'd you get?
I got some spin cycle.
Oh, that's pretty.
Um,
Oh, you're okay.
and this is the color Truth Bomb.
I love that.
So that's exciting. And
What
then
will you do with that?
I'm not quite sure yet. I just had to get the color. The color is just really, really pretty. So I'm not quite sure yet.
It's very you, and I think it's going to be beautiful, whatever you decide.
Thanks. And then I got this bag from Fiber Hustle. It's called a chip basket. And yeah, it's just it's a cool bag.
Really
This is
cool.
the show color. It's called Flock It, I think.
Nice,
But yeah, so that's
Lovely.
it. That's what I got.
Thank you so much.
Now we're talking about all of the things that are knitting and crochet adjacent, but maybe not tools you use directly for knitting. Let's go first to All Knit Up Designs. Sierra had all of her beautiful designs hung up and displayed around the booth. She was also featuring her brand new textured shawls booklet, which debuted at Flock, as well as a new kit. If you're a sticker person, Cerulean Orchid is the place for you to go. They are best known for all of their fun, yarny stickers, and also debuted 4 new punny stickers inspired by our customers' love of all things a little bit snarky. Next, we'll head over to Denim and Rain, who is Sarah, and Sarah creates all these beautiful fiber notions. She is an incredible artist, and I was obsessed with the Washington State outlines that were painted so beautifully. Sarah shares a booth with her sister, who is also an amazing artist and creates all this gorgeous pottery. By the time we got there on day 2, all of the mugs were sold out. They were so popular, but we got to capture her sample ones that were still here and all of the other beautiful things. You know, we had to go visit our friends over at Pacific Knit Co. and see all of the amazing doodles that Jamie has come up with. She had a really fun pattern just for Flock, and then she also had these fun cards that you could get if you spent a certain dollar amount, or you could buy the card on its own. On Saturday night, we went to the Rooftop Rendezvous, which is a 2-hour party on the roof of the convention center. There were a limited number of tickets to this event, so we felt really grateful to get to go. It was so much fun just to hang out with people, meet everyone, and it was so beautiful up there weather-wise and with the views of downtown Seattle. Our final grouping here is going to represent many of the yarn shops in Washington. If you've ever been to Washington or even just the Seattle area, you'll know that there are so many yarn stores here. I said at the beginning that if you live in the Washington area, you're so lucky because of all the dyers that are here, but also you're so lucky because of all the incredible yarn shops that are here, and they are well represented at Flock. You'll find the Lamb and the Kid over on Bainbridge Island. They brought with them a selection of different things from their shop, like their custom designed Oh Wow Amsterdam project bags, and their custom colorway of spin cycle called Pinky Swear. Seattle Yarn is in, well, Seattle, and they brought with them a representation of their store as well. They had a couple of fun, unique things at their booth. Number one, they carry the Plucky Knitter. They're currently the only stockist in the Pacific Northwest. They also brought yarn from Round Mountain Fibers and Indigo Dragonfly. Indigo Dragonfly is a dyer from Ontario. We also got to meet Kim, who owns Indigo Dragonfly and who's also an incredible designer. She was actually taking custom measurements for people, giving them this awesome card that they could then go off into the festival and feel confident about buying the right amount of yarn for a size sweater that is going to fit them great. La Mercerie is the store that started it all. It's owned by Jess and it's out on Bainbridge Island, and Jess is the one who created Flock Fiber Festival. We got to meet with her and talk with her, and she was also instrumental in helping us create this video. She provided us with all the Washington vendors and connected us with them, which has been so amazing to make sure we can make the best video possible. In the La Mercerie booth, you're gonna see La Bien-Aimée. Amy was there, showing off her yarn and books. They also had Magpie, and their people came out all the way from the East Coast. They also had a full wall of Sonder yarn from Melissa. One of the problems with having all of these amazing yarn stores at an event is that we now have a new list of places where we want to travel, and Northwest Yarns and Mercantile in Bellingham, Washington is definitely one of those places. They brought with them Levithian fibers, and they dye them at their shop in Bellingham. They were also telling us about this amazing retreat that they do that's a trip on a boat where you learn to sail and you learn about yarn, and it just sounds so incredible and so perfect for the space. We were so busy filming this weekend that I didn't even have the energy to shop at the end, but luckily all of my beautiful friends have some amazing purchases to share with you.
I got a doodle kit from Fangirl Fibers. This is the Fellowship of the Ring. And it's gonna be an infinity cowl for my husband, Cameron. And then he wants a matching like ear wrap. So we got the sock set in the same colors. Yeah, and I got the Autumn, the Portland, and the Garden doodle sets.
I got Farmer Starter Odang for a Nebula, so I got 3. And then I got 2 of the Spin Cycle Plump for a hat and mitts. And then Sorella for a, was it Pier 39 shirt. So this will be the main and this is the stripes.
So I am buying scraps because I don't keep scraps for a scrappy blanket. So I have a bunch of minis from Haley Bailey and a palette. There's gonna be a Battenberg blanket with a bunch of other stuff too. But because I don't keep anything because I'm weird, I have to now buy them because now I'm jealous of everyone's scrappy projects. I also fell in love, I love poppy. So I got a poppy skein and this to make a hat from Spin Cycle Fibers, or no, I guess it's Spin Cycle Yarns. And then I'm gonna make the sideline wrap, which is a skein I got yesterday. So I got another neutral. And then I'm gonna do the long sleeve nebula. So I got 4 skeins of the Odang DK.
So yesterday I got a sweaters quantity and I'm gonna probably put some of these minis for stripes just to kind of break up the stripes. I don't know which ones I'll do yet. It's like a denim-y blue, but I figure I can probably find like 6 or 7 minis that I can stripe into it just to add a little color. And then funnily enough, I've been wanting to get a holiday mini set to make some stuff for holidays. I found the fingering weight from the lovely and talented Mirabella Rainier Roses. And then Julie gifted me the DK of the exact same pack. I had no idea, she surprised me. So very cool. So I'll probably do a doodle cowl with the DK, and then like scrappy holiday socks with the fingering. And then one of my very favorite purchases actually was yesterday. I got a Black Pearl Magic sock bag, which I'm already using, and it's wonderful, and it just makes me happy looking at it. Really, really, really pretty. Very fun.
I today purchased 2 different sets of minis from Sorella, from the bar that she had. One is for my jelly roll blanket. That'll be added there. This I'm sending to a friend. She and her niece are making matching blankets in jewel tone colors, so sending that to her. And then I got 3 really bright ones for my blanket from Teal Torch Knits. And then I bought a bag. I don't remember where it was from, but with the octopus, I loved it.
So I bought 5 skeins from Teal Torch Knits. They're kind of fun little rainbow colors with some other things going on for Stephen West Mesmerizing Mermaid. And then I also bought from Plucky, I bought 4 of this purple and 3 of these. Oh, I keep forgetting the name of it. Alpine Bloom sweater. I decided this morning I'm making my first sweater, and so that is what it is for. And it's funny because I looked at the sweater pattern this morning, and then I've seen it everywhere today, and I've decided it's a message that is what I should do.
If you're considering attending Flock next year, I have to say a big, big, huge yes, you should definitely go. It's such a fun festival, so well planned, and such a convenient place. We had a spectacular time. Thanks again to Jess for helping us coordinate everything, for all of the vendors for letting us film, and to my friends for being on camera and sharing with us everything that you got. We'll see you next year at Flock 2025.